Give me a second. We're live. How you guys doing? Can you hear me? All right. Hey guys, how you doing? Let me know in the comments if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Check. Type 1 for pandas. Thanks. There we go. Cheers, guys. Hope everything is well. Little coffee. It's very cold up here in Canada, so let me know in the comments. Hey guys, hey, whoa, how you doing? So my first live stream from the third world country known as Canada. Cool. How you doing? I'm back home, and there we go. So I will get to the subject at hand. I'll get to the subject at hand, Coder Jobs 2024. I was just looking around on the web. And then I will we'll do the usual Q&A, answer some questions, and we'll take it from there. So if you can give me some thumbs, oh, there we go. If you can give me some thumbs, I would appreciate it. Two camera angle live action thumbs, that would be good. And yeah. All right, so let me just answer the question at hand about the job prospects for 2024. We see the gloomers are out there. Jobs, no jobs. You know me. I think that's all BS. So let me just jump into it right here, and then we'll take it. All right. So do a quick search. Developer jobs in 2024 projections. So let's just get to it. The overall demand for software developers are expected to grow by 13% in 2024, exceeding the average growth rate for all occupations. This is driven by factors such as increasing adoption of cloud computing, artificial intelligence, big data technologies. And as a little side note, as addendum, is web dev still good in 2024? The web development process is becoming more and more integrated with machine learning, augmented reality, Internet of Things, IoT. In addition to providing people with fundamental knowledge, learning web development in 2024 enables them to accept new technologies and adjust for changing market conditions. All right, so let's just jump back into that. So what does this all mean? Let me translate this to non-nerd for you guys out there. So this basically means that despite what the gloomers and the doomers are telling you about jobs prospects in 2024 and forward for developers, it's still growing quite a bit, right? So it's growing faster than most other professions. With regards to web development, something I've been talking about for years, web development is it's kind of like the main platform where everything else is launched from. So learning the web, you can't go wrong. Besides that, another thing that they hinted at in that little blurb I read from medium.com, something, again, I've been talking about for years. When you learn the web technologies, it will introduce you to all kinds of different types of development, all kinds of different types of coding and programming, whether it be back-end detailed programming, visual development, etc., and so forth. It's all good. You can't lose. So there you go. That's it. That's the story. If you were worried about your developer job, your coding job, if you were worried, oh, did I choose the right profession? If you're thinking about it, but you hear the doomers and the gloomers. If you don't know me, I'm Uncle Steph, and I've been doing this stuff for decades as a professional developer, but also as a tech entrepreneur. And I've done other types of businesses as well. So I'm not a one-trick pony here. Very important, right? When you're evaluating individuals, you have to look at their overall track record. If they're one-hit wonders, be a little bit more skeptical. For example, one of my best mentors, unofficial mentor, but he was a mentor anyway. He influenced me quite a bit. So he had many successful businesses in many different industries. So he was successful in cabinets, and he was successful in building commercial buildings, successful in, I don't know, he had some restaurants. So he had many successful businesses. And that teaches you that this person is well-rounded as an entrepreneur. So his thinking, his mindset was very important to that. Was critical to his success. Whereas you have people who have one big hit company, there's always luck in business, but you learn over time who's real and who's the pretender over time with a consistent track record across different business types. Anyway, so I look at everything from the point of view of not only just a developer, I also look at the business end of things as well. So you got to look at it that way, right? So I started my first business I started working on it when I was 17, and I didn't run into a ton of money. I just, started working on it at $200 to my name. That was my net worth, $200. And I just built it up, and I learned tech to promote my first company. It had nothing to do with technology, IT. It was rare fish and water purification resins and so forth. Anyhow, so when I look at technology trends, I look at the market that we see today, I look at it from the point of view of not only as a developer with experience going back to the 90s, but I also look at it from the point of view as an entrepreneur, as a business owner who's had different types of businesses. All right, so I hope that is useful to you. How many people are on? A small group, 79. If you will, if you don't mind, please give me the thumbs up if you like my content. If you don't like my content, give me 2 thumbs down to show me how much you hate me. Oh, hold on. Oh, coffee's ready. So I like French press. This is the best. So I may have not done a good job with this batch here. We'll see what happens. Wish me luck. Wish me luck. Yeah. Not good, not good. Yeah, we'll find out. All right. So if you have any questions, I will be happy to answer. Cheers. You like my mug? Oh, wrong camera. Like my mug here? Best teacher ever. All right, good stuff. Not bad. All right. Cool. What do you think of a dual camera action, by the way? Let me know what you think about this. Also, how does this mic sound? So we'll go on. Espresso greater than American coffee. Yeah, perhaps. Okay, who we got on here? We're going to go back in the comments here. Type 1 for pandas. All right, let's get this in shape. Give me this out of the way. Hold on a second, guys. I'm just doing a little cleanup here. So type 1 for panda, a little bit too big, a little bit too big. There we go. Is that clear? All right. Type 1 for panda. Oh, this one's down here too. Come on, guys. All right. Little bug in the software there. Okay, I think we're good. Hello. Hey guys. How are ya? Code long and profit, my friends. Yeah, there we go. So, hey, Real Songs. How are you, man? We got some old faces. So I'm back in Montreal. If you don't know, I've been traveling. If you have any questions about this subject or any other subjects related to coding or whatever, I will be happy to share my experience and opinion. Great sound. Good. So I got this mic here, which you don't see too often. And I also got this thing here. And I got a lot of the mics too. I got too many mics. So I'm not sure which one is best. I think we'll switch off and we'll see how people think. Yes, great sound, cool. Loud and clear, all right, thanks. Hi, how are ya? Great. Hope everything is well. Welcome to the stream. Good morning, Richard, how are ya? Hi from Batumi, Georgia. All right, came here, we have plus 21. Plus 21, I guess it's warm there. All right, good. Cheers, everybody. Little coffee in the, what time is it now? It's 11:59, so the morning's almost over for me. Let me know what you think about the camera switching. Is it too quick? Is it too slow? Whatever. All right, how we doing? All right, the thumb game is pretty lousy right now. We have 82 viewers and only 29 thumbs. That's a pretty subpar. We got to get at least a 50% thumb game, if you don't mind. You know how it is with the Googles. Hand purple, blue piece. Which jobs can't be replaced by AI? Well, in the near future, any jobs, if you're worried about the whole AI thing, any jobs that require building of things are more protected from AI than jobs that are in the maintenance of things, right? So if you are looking at it, say, I don't know, internet security, those type of jobs will be, I think, lessened before development jobs, simply because of the complexity and the disparate nature of development is, right? So when you're building something, you got to take a little bit here. You got to figure out, okay, let's say you're just building I like to use this example, a simple e-commerce application. It's pretty simple stuff. But I don't see AI replacing that anytime soon. Why? Because you go see a company, walk in, and you say, okay, can I have a coffee? He gives you a coffee. And then he says to you, okay, you say to him, okay, what do you need? He says, well, I want to sell my coffee online. Okay. So do you have a website? I not really. I have an old website. Oh, what's the domain? Okay. All right. What type of hosting do you have? I don't know, he says to you. Okay. What do you need for your coffee shop? Well, I want to sell coffee online, and I want to do deliveries. Oh, okay. So you want to do physical deliveries? Yeah. Okay. What are your rules for the physical deliveries? Okay. Do you deliver on Sundays? Do you deliver just in your region? Is it around the world? Do you need to charge different taxes in different parts of the world? What kind of payment processing you want to do? He's like, I don't know. So do you have a lot of margin on the product? Can you use like a Stripe or a PayPal for a quick, easy implementation? Or do we have to go with a proper credit card processor where there's a lot more setup and so on? So anyway, I just given you a quick taste of what it's like to sit down with a client to try and figure out what it is they're going to need to satisfy their product, their needs for their job. Now, AI is not going to be doing all that. AI will help you in the process, but it's not going to replace you. You got to understand the distinction between a developer and a coder. A coder just writes code. A coder could be somebody who's writing Python code to automate a server farm. You know, again, even that, which is kind of trivial relative to full-blown development, even that AI can assist you, but it will not replace you. So to answer your job, I hope that answers your questions, Mr. Green Shaheen. I like that. Steph, I bought your Lizard Wizard course. I've already started seeing positive results in my life just after a week of purchasing. Hey, Infinite Youth, I'm glad fantastic. Thanks for the review. So if you don't know, besides being a ancient coding uncle, I'm also an uncle of your lizard brain. I teach you how to manage your lizard brain, which is your emotional self, and it will have huge impact. So if you want to learn about how your lizard brain works, basically the two operating systems of your brain, it's like if you watch the movie The Matrix, it's kind of like it will be your Morpheus moment with the red pill. So check that out. So thanks. You can see the links below, by the way. All right, we got a lot of questions. How are we doing here? 91. All right, thumb game's a little bit better. 39 thumbs versus 91 active users. But if you could do a little bit more thumbs, that would be appreciated. All right, speaking of lizard stuff, so I got this little black case sent to me. And it was sent to me from a strange part of the world, in fact. I'll show you that. Hold on. Where is it? So I got this strange little box sent to me. From Kazakhstan. Oh yeah, the life of a YouTuber. So it has to do with Lizard Wizard stuff. There's this right here. Kazakhstan. Isn't that interesting, right? There we go. Right here. Anyway, so, and what is in this little box? It's something related to focus. It's something related to the lizard brain. So I think you find this interesting. It is a, you got like the Apple Watches, you got the Oura Rings. So this is a device that you attach to your brain, your head, like this. You attach to your brain, and it monitors your brain activity, and it helps you to identify when you're stressed, when you're not stressed, and it gives you exercises to control your lizard brain. So I'm still reviewing it, but it could be an interesting tool for you guys. Okay, hold on, we have a problem here. Somebody gave me a thumbs down. You're supposed to give me 2 thumbs down if you don't like my show. I'm just joking. Give me all the thumbs down you like. All right, let me just go on here. Okay, we got that. Lizard Wizard. All right. Some people are not interested on learning programming just because they think AI will get rid of devs. And that's good for pros who will get more opportunities. Well, I think there's two things going on, Iman. I think that you're right. Less people jump into it, the more demand is going to increase for developers. There's no question about that. But I think a lot of people are just they're just looking for an excuse to give up, because when you're first starting to learn development, there's a hurdle to get over, right? There's some work to do. Anything that's worth something isn't easy, If it's easy, it's not going to be worth anything. So I think a lot of people, I don't know what the percentage is, I think a lot of people are like, forget about development. I think they're having a hard time learning development, or maybe they just don't enjoy it. And in that case, don't do it. If you don't like something, don't do it. And I think they're just looking for anything to say. Oh, this is terrible. So it gives them a way out, Hey, Swole, how are you? How are you? For me, programming is easy. Business is really hard. Yeah, business is tricky. Business is a set of skills. It's also a talent, and there's tactics and strategies in business. One of the things I talk about, entrepreneurship is very different from working for a corporation. Corporations, people who work for corporations, are the actual opposite of entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs are risk takers. They're open to variability in income streams. They're free thinkers, where if you go work for a corporation, you're more of an ant in a hive. Nothing wrong with that. If you're a good ant or a bee, that's fantastic. It's good for you, but you gotta be able to conform in a corporation, in a large organization, where an entrepreneur by nature is a nonconformist. An entrepreneur by nature is a contrarian. So if you're a contrarian by nature, if you're willing to think freely, to break away from the scaffoldings of society, then you could be a good entrepreneur. That's where Lizard Wizard, there we go. That's where Lizard Wizard comes in. My course on how your brain works is going to teach you to think more freely and to not be controlled and manipulated so easily by outside influences. I have an internship about PHP native. Internship, I'm not sure what you mean by that. You mean you got a job? Hand P, boom, boo. All right, this guy really hates my stuff. That's fantastic. Appreciate it. Espresso is greater than American coffee. Quite possibly. I got my Trader Joe coffee here from the States. That humble cup that I have. Infinite youth, having coffee. Good. Coffee is good for your brain in a short period. What are your thoughts on Kotlin? Kotlin, if you don't know, is a programming language, light and nimble programming language put out by the fine developers, JetBrains, the JetBrains people. I'm aware of them because they made some really, really good IDEs, integrated development environments. They first were famous with their Java development environment, and then they have great ones for Python, for PHP, PHP Storm, etc. PyCharm for Python. And so they created a Kotlin language, which is a lightweight, nimble language that sits on top of the Java virtual machine, which is the engine that runs Java. And it is very powerful. So the problem with Java, and I love Java, I wrote lots of Java professionally in my days, if I had to pick a programming language that made me the most money as a developer, it's probably Java. Anyhow, so Java is a great language, but it's very verbose, meaning you have to write a lot of code to get anything done, relative to lighter, nimble languages like Kotlin, Swift, JavaScript, PHP, Python. So Kotlin allows you to interact with the power of Java without having to deal with all the maintenance that you have to do with writing Java code. So Kotlin's good. If you're going to be writing native Android apps, write Kotlin for sure. In fact, Google, which controls Android, has suggested, more than suggested, a couple of years ago, maybe 3 years ago, when you get to be my age, a year feels like a month, you know? So they could have said it 5 years ago, I forget. Anyway, so Google said years ago, if you're going to write Android apps, do it in Kotlin, not in Java. Kotlin is to Java as Swift is to iOS development. So it's good. Production value. All right, good. All right. Only the best. Hello, I have an internship in PHP native. I have a lot of time and I want to learn something along the way. So what is, I think, about constraint more in PHP than move to WordPress? Okay, I understand. So he's got an internship, he's writing in PHP, so what should he concentrate on? Well, if you want to freelance, PHP WordPress is huge for freelancing. It's just so many small businesses use those technologies. If you want to just get better at PHP, once you understand your foundations, you understand OOP, object-oriented programming in PHP, you understand SQL and database basics, then get into Laravel, which is a PHP framework. There are other frameworks out there. There's a guy who used to watch me. What was his name? David Connolly. Tell him I shouted him out. David Connolly has a framework as well you may want to check out, and I hear good things from it. How do you see the trajectory of coding for the next 5 years? Pretty much the same, except you're going to have to, as a modern developer, you're going to have to integrate AI into your workflows. So look at Copilot, look at ChatGPT, and any similar tools that can assist you in your development processes. Yeah, so it's just going to truck along. As I just read earlier on in the stream, they're expecting a 13% increase in demand for developers worldwide. So, you know, it is what it is. It's good stuff. All right, what do we got here? Hi from Scotland, Dundee. Hey, how are you? Hope everything is good. Is mobile app development, here we go. Is mobile app development worth learning 2024? Yeah, I think so. I think, you know, my top choice is the web because you can do mobile, you can do just traditional desktop apps, etc., and so on and so forth. But mobile is cool. Here's a good thing about learning development, guys. If you learn mobile and then you find you can't find jobs there, once you understand programming and development, for you to pivot from mobile to IoT development to web development, it's not going to be hard. So it's not a big deal. You can't learn a wrong technology in coding and development, except for Ruby. You don't want to learn Ruby. Forget about that. Actually, I'm just joking. Ruby's okay. Let's see how we go. All right, good. Hold on. I'm going to try to get there. What would be the best field in tech if just getting into development? ML, cybersecurity, development. Also, would a field like finance be better with AI advancements? AI is going to enhance workflows. There are very few jobs that will be replaced entirely. Developers won't be replaced with AI, as an example. They will just change. What will happen is what you will do as a developer will change a little bit as a result of AI. I can't say about finance. You know, finance is it's a bit of a dark horse industry, in my opinion. You know, my opinion with regards to investment, just buy indexes, dollar cost average, and you'll beat 90% of professional traders. So, you know, there you go. So yeah, you know, ML is good. Cybersecurity. Again, I'm not a huge cybersecurity guy, and also I see cybersecurity as more maintenance. than building things, although you're implementing a bunch of tech. So I see it's probably just going to shift as well. So you can't go wrong with any of things. Well, I appreciate that .x. I'll give you a code long and there we go. What do you think about Devin Cognition Labs? I heard about that. Listen, every now and then, a company comes up with a new technology and they tell you it's going to replace the world. How many times have we heard that? And a little exaggeration, right? I remember, and I love Elon Musk. He's the great innovator of our time. And forget about the politics, just in terms of his innovation. I don't want to get into the politics. Anyway, in terms of it, but he said, he's also a great marketer. He said, like, with his Tesla, he said, oh, it's 7 years ago, whatever it was. Oh, yeah, you buy a Tesla and it will be able to drive itself for you and it will do Uber rides and it will pay for itself and you make all kinds of money. The full self-driving, just driving a car is really good, by the way. I have a self-driving car, not a Tesla. I have a what's it called again? Anyway, I have a high-end, what the hell is it called? Genesis, there we go. Competes with the X3 and the Porsche Macan. Anyhow, I drove across all the way down to Florida and back in. It's like nothing. I'm sitting in my car. I got the massage seats, got the heat and the cooling seats, and I'm having my coffee, and the car is driving me down the highway. It's fantastic. Changes everything. Teslas are much better. But they're still not like, you still have to be there. Somebody still has to be there to monitor the car, right? So there's a lot of times you hear companies will come out and say, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Then when you actually get into it, it's not so good, you know? But just explore it. Explore Devin. Look into it. Remember my early example? Even if Devin wrote a lot of the code, you still have to go in there, know what questions to ask the clients, figure out what technologies they need to implement given their business needs, so on and so forth. Camera switching is smooth. There we go. Camera switching is smooth, real cool. Okay, cool. All right, so let me give you my book recommendations. People always ask. So if you are an intermediate level coder, developer, this is a book. This will level up your skills quite a bit. We'll just get it. Refactoring. You got a Java. This is the Java version. One of the few books I kept from the 90s. And there's a JavaScript version and links below. This is going to level up your skills. So once you know your fundamentals of coding, if you want to level up your game, this is the book to get for sure. Or whether even if you're coding Python, get the JavaScript version, for example. The rules are the same. You know, it's the principles. So that's for people who already know how to develop, know code, and they want to level up their game. That's what you do. If you're a total beginner and you want to just get your head wrapped around the whole coding things, you got my book. I wrote it years ago, but I wrote it to be evergreen, and it's the basics of web design here. And it's, if you want to understand the web and you like colorful pictures, this is going to help you to understand the basics of coding and the web and so on. So this you can get on Amazon. They're cheap. So yeah, web design start here. Links below as well. There you go. And my final book of the day recommendation. This is more wizard oriented. This is more psychology, soft skills oriented. This is a famous book. Highly recommend, entertaining read. 48 Laws of Power. I would pick up this book if you're into improving oneself. Yeah, let me just jump into that very quickly. You see, how do you get ahead in anything? You start with yourself. You improve yourself, right? You improve yourself with your skills. You improve yourself with your emotions and your psychology, your control. You improve yourself physically, health-wise, eat natural food, exercise daily, stay relaxed, stay calm, meditate. This is how you're going to get ahead. The hack is make yourself super valuable. And you make yourself super valuable by doing all those things and not drinking too much coffee. So that's it. You don't want to be controlled by anything or any substance. If you drink coffee and you find you're addicted to it, you find, I gotta have my coffee, then you gotta back off. You know, if you find you're addicted to food or whatever it is, sex, whatever, if you're addicted to it, you got to back off. Never let an outside influence control you. I think you could work in audio video without any problem. Excellent sound, near perfect visuals. Says one who works in broadcast red operates. Oh, Behringer. Oh, very good, very good. Well, I appreciate that, man, Petro Gupta. I've been working on this for years, right? It was a hobby of mine. I started doing YouTube because I just wanted to get better with the camera work and the audio work. So I got all kinds of mics and cameras, and I should have hired you years ago. See, that's one of my mistakes. I started doing the camera stuff and the mic stuff as a hobby. And then then the YouTube channel started blowing up and everything, And I tell you, I would have saved myself years and thousands of dollars if I had just hired a guy like Petru here and say, hey, what do I do? Just to understand the dynamics of mics and compression and different camera types and focal lengths and ISO and all this kind of stuff. It would have been much better. So yeah, don't be afraid to invest in help to speed up the process, because money can be made. Time is lost forever. This moment of time, it's gone. You can never get it back. So save your time. I feel I received less LinkedIn requests since I promoted to lead engineer, tech lead 3 years ago when I was senior software developer. Any thoughts? There could be 10,000 reasons for that, Alex Dev. Just make sure that your LinkedIn is up to date. Make sure you're always mining for opportunities, talking with people so people know you. Here's a little trick from the Lizard Wizard course, aforementioned, shameless self-promotion. The trick is our brains are designed to naturally trust people that we've seen before, especially many times. So that's why advertisers will pay huge athletes or stars lots of money to wear their logo, because if you're used to seeing a particular star, I don't know, or whatever, pick a star, and they're wearing a product logo, you see them wearing a certain jacket, your brain will naturally, not logically, it's through association, your brain will say, hey, I like that star, and they drink coffee, so coffee must be good. And so if you are constantly reaching out to people on LinkedIn and just being known, when opportunities come up, when a job opportunity comes up, you'll be in their mind's eye. And they will naturally be more inclined to want to talk to you than somebody they've never seen before. So one of your tasks as a pro is to just make yourself available, be out there, talk to people. This is going to be very useful to you. I hope that helps. All right. Norula, greetings from Afghanistan. Very good. How much chance do you see as freelancer from country like Afghanistan possible? Very possible. Just keep working on your English, and assuming that you want to target the English world. So for example, if you're from Afghanistan and you want to do freelance work in the United States, become more and more fluent with American English, American culture, so that people from the United States will be comfortable dealing with you. So that's all. That's all. Hey, I got mail from your one of your neighbor countries, Kazakhstan. So that's unusual for us in the West, but the world is changing, by the way, right, guys? I'm from Canada, and I'm telling you, man, the world is changing. There is seismic shifts where Southeast Asia, the global South, as they call it, Africa, South America, Southeast Asia, the stands and that whole part of the world is rising. New infrastructure, it's great stuff. All right, what should I learn after C++? I am a college student. I would get into the web dev. Learn HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Why? It's going to open up a lot of job opportunities, and it's a different type of development. You're going to learn about layered development, if you will. I would get into that. That's my suggestion. Cameron Dean, what was the best way to approach local takery if it doesn't have a website, even if they think they don't need one? Well, don't waste your time. You approach, they say, hey, you want a website? I'm learning. I don't know if you're looking to do this for learning or you're looking to get contracts. I assume you just want to develop some skills. So just say, listen, I'm willing to build it for free or very cheap. Get a website, and you got to sell it to them. Say, listen, you get a website. When you look for a restaurant, as an example, what do? You go to Google and you say, okay, how many reviews? What are reviews? So if you don't have reviews on Google My Business, you don't have a website, you're going to get a lot less clients. And if they're not into that, Cameron, then forget them. Move on to the next, Kazakhstan, near me, good place. I've never been. I got to go down to that part of the world at some point. Cool. Good evening, Steph. That's Uncle Steph in Afrikaans. Steph. Thank you. Of course, unfortunately, I don't know what thank you. I don't know how to say thank you in Afrikaans. You can tell me. Andres. Hey, Steph, thank you for all your wisdom. I want to ask you, what is the most effective way to land more clients? I'm stuck doing a lot of cold outreach and seeing minimal results. Well, build up a really nice looking website. That's step one. Make sure that looks good. Start reaching out to different people. You don't want to do cold, if you can avoid it. Like one of the things, I don't know what part of the world you live in, but what I would recommend is go to coffee shops in your area where where they don't have a website, and start talking to people. You just got to do a little groundwork. Once you get your first couple of clients, then it starts to really roll in. I won't get into all the details here. You can find other videos on my YouTube channel where I go into details, but you can check that out. Don't give up. It's normal when you're first starting out that it's a little slow because you got to kind of learn your market. So how to balance family time as a developer? Yeah, you got to be strict. Like if you are a developer or an entrepreneur, one of the mistakes I made is I started my first company. Like I started working on it when I was 17, got into an 18 or so. Last job I had working for somebody, I was a bouncer in a nightclub. I was doing security. So it's been a long time. I became a workaholic, and you don't want that to happen, because you become a workaholic, everything else, you become like tunnel vision on your business. So development's like that as well, because it's highly brain intensive work. So you gotta discipline yourself to take breaks. Like I said, every hour or two, get up, walk around, do 10 push-ups, go for a walk for 15 minutes. Make time for the family, because that's, life is not about work, What's the name of that brain reader? I will be releasing a review once I can give it a thumbs up. I don't want to name it yet because I want to make sure it's good. But I let you know it's coming out soon. It's off topic, but I wanted to ask, what is the best mouse for a MacBook? Well, so far for me, this has been my best choice. There we go. Is this going to focus? Focus. There we go. It's a little dirty. This is the MX Master 3. This is a Logitech. MX Master 3. I've had this for about 4 or 5 years now. It's really good. I should wash it. It's a little grungy. It's very good. That's the one I use. Thank you. I'd like to know as well, help control my amygdala. Yeah, I will get you that soon. What you want to do is look at Lizard Wizard. Start with that, because Lizard Wizard will work perfectly with this thing. 100%. 100%. So, yeah. It's coming out. Hey, Uncle Steph, what do you think of freelancing has taken a hit as much as full-time job? Do you think freelancing has taken a hit? I think they're both equivalent. I don't know if full-time jobs have taken a huge hit. Excuse me, I have to clear my throat. But it's just business. Don't worry about the ebbs and flows. It's normal for business to do this. Not a big deal. How we doing here? 40 minutes. All right, not bad. Hey, guys. I'm Uncle Steph, if you're new to the stream. I'm wearing a hat because I'm cold. So it is 136 viewers, 74 thumbs. If you can raise the thumbs up a little, I appreciate the thumbs. You don't get a bulk of thumb up requests like this anywhere else, so I appreciate that if you would. It's good for the Google algorithms, you know? I was looking at most popular programming language since year 2000, and Java dominated the market for 20 years. Why was Java so popular? I was there when Java first came out. I was like one of the first Java coders in the world in 95, and JavaScript coders too. Because Java was ahead of the game by many years. It was ahead of the game. I had a lot of capabilities that other technologies, other languages didn't have. That's why. By the way, that's why Microsoft came out with C#. After years of fighting with Sun Microsystems legally, Microsoft decided to come out with C#, which was their version of Java essentially, with some improvements here and there. And because it was such a good model for modern day application development. That's why. And then, so first to market, when you're one of the first persons or the first person to take a new product category or new product type, if you will, to a marketplace, if you do your job right, you can dominate and it's very hard to displace you, That's why. I'm still learning how to code. Do you think a MacBook M1, 16 gig, 12 gigabyte SD would be enough for 3 to 4 years or more? Oh yeah, for sure. That's a great computer. Look at me. I got this thing here. This is a MacBook Air 2020 M1, 16 gig. I got a terabyte, but whatever, you don't need a terabyte, just do it for the video. But I have no desire to upgrade this thing because it's fantastic. For my travel, I had this for several months when I was traveling. Yeah. Good computer. No plans to upgrade because I really like this, and what's the point? I don't need to. Excuse me. You're welcome. Thank you. What is your opinion regarding cybersecurity, cloud computing, or AI masters? Which is going to give the best career opportunity in the sector? I would say cloud or AI rather than cybersecurity. Cloud or AI over cybersecurity. That's just me. Future backend Java devs. A lot of future there. There's so much legacy in Java world that there's plenty of jobs for long haul. I love coffee, but coffee raised my bad cholesterol. Really? Coffee raised your cholesterol? Anyway, okay. Drip coffee French press is awesome. It is. Hey, how are you, Andrew, excuse me. I found a full stack development diploma course in London by Code Institute for a crazy £7,000 for 40-something wanting to find their first job as a full stack dev. Is there any value in this? Well, in full transparency, I have my own mentoring program which competes with them, so I'm biased. I would suggest you take a look at my program because for a fraction of that cost, you'll get interactive training, live group coaching sessions with me bi-weekly, and you do it for a seventh of the price, learn at your own pace, and you can check that out. I wouldn't, before spending £7,000, maybe look at spending $1,000 US and train with Uncle Steph, UncleSteph.com. Check that out. Here's a general rule I have. Before you do anything that's drastic, see if the alternative, less drastic solution can solve your problem for you. So for example, many eons ago, decades ago, I got a deadly blood disease. And so I was in the hospital as an outpatient. I was in twice a week for like a year and a half. And they were just keeping me alive with heavy duty drugs because my platelet counts were collapsing. It was an autoimmune disease. Anyhow, so they wanted to do all kinds of, They wanted to do a splenectomy, standard procedure. Oh, you got this, they pump you up with this, danazol and prednisol and do this, that, and the other thing. That doesn't work, they pull out your spleen. And then they do all kinds of other stuff. So then, fortunately, I was a martial artist, and I had a Chinese friend as well. And I had a belief, this decade's 30 years ago, more than that now, 35 years ago. So anyway, long story short, I saw a Chinese traditional doctor from Beijing, Dr. Yu, who's also a Western medical doctor. And he said he could cure me of my chronic blood disorder, but it would take 9 months. And so all the Western doctors said I was nuts, I was crazy. But between the irreversible surgery of the splenectomy versus the more non-consequential diet change, herb changes, all this kind of stuff with the Chinese medicine, I opted for that because A, it wasn't life-altering, like removing a major organ, and I could always go to the more drastic approach later on. Anyway, I went that route, and decades later, I still got my spleen, and the Chinese medicine did the job. So try something less drastic first, if you can, before you do the drastic stuff, right? I hope that makes sense in principle. I'm 43, thinking of getting into tech from the content creation journalism background. I really keep feeling deep down to learn coding, but I am scared, but I won't be able to because of age and maths. Okay. Paz, I understand why you think math is an issue because there's a lot of BS in the coding world. For 99% of development, and I've been at this for 30 years, for 99% of development, math has nothing to do with it. Like nothing. And I'm getting a little animated here because it's such BS. Math only comes into it rarely, super rarely. And being good at math will not make you a better developer. Will not make you a better developer. You know, playing Dungeons and Dragons and being the dungeon master is going to make you a better developer than learning math. I'm not kidding. So for most development, now if you're in advanced AI research, yes, math comes in, but that's such a small, specialized niche of development. If you're developing the next gaming engine, that's hyper specialized. Math comes important. But other than that, forget about math. Math is not important. The only requirement for math in development is if you're trying to get into a BS university program where they make you do math. It's just filler courses. Trust me, I've been doing this for 3 decades. I've written software for publicly traded companies, a few of them. I've had my own SaaS products. I've been in education for a long time. Math is not important for development. Let me say that again. For most times, most development, all you need to do is add and subtract. If there's any advanced math that needs to be done, there is probably a library for it where you just input you give it the input and it gives you the output. So don't worry about math. So don't be scared about that. Age. 40, from my perspective, 43 is quite young. You got a background, so you can marry your domain name, your domain knowledge in content creation journalism with your coding knowledge, and you could become a very valuable developer of sorts. I hope that makes sense. How are we doing here? Okay, 150. See, when I used to do the live shows on a regular basis, I get like 350 concurrent, but I've been out of the game for a while. I got long COVID, which is actually just a neurological disorder, and I was able to resolve that, but it effed up my game. So being consistent is key. Guys, thanks for joining the stream. If you don't mind, give me a thumbs up if you like the stream. Oh, here we go. Give me a thumbs up if you like the stream. If you don't like my stream, don't like the hat, give me 2 thumbs down. If you think math is important, give me 2 thumbs down, not 1, give me 2. There you go. Can machine learning, good. if you're interested in working in the advancement in brain-computer interface technology, Neuralink. That's a very good question. I would say, having not looked at it, I'd say it probably will play a role, right? Again, Van Helsing, besides killing vampires, you could get into coding and development. Any language or any specialization development that you take will be useful. Yeah, so I think it'd be good. Good day. College degree or tech certificate? Depends how much money you have. Depends on your part of the world you're in. Depends what your end goals are. If you want to be a tech entrepreneur, you want to freelance, you want to go small business, and just learn to code. But if you're looking to work for a large organization, government, then a degree. WordPress as framework with Vue.js worth it in 2024? Yeah. Like if you're going to freelance, you're going to do WordPress. You can't escape it. Love it or hate it, you're going to be doing WordPress if you're freelancing. Hi, from California. Hey, how are you? What part of California? I have family in Altadena, Pasadena. Beautiful state, beautiful weather. What about data science, data analysts? Is it worth it anymore? I'm sure there's jobs there, I'm sure there's jobs there. I'm not a data scientist, right? And I'm not a data analyst. I think the mistake people make is that they think that being a data scientist or an analyst is being a coder. No, they're data scientists or people in data science use coding languages to do their job, but it's they're data scientists, right? Of course, Ruby is okay, especially Ruby on Rails. I love your stream. I appreciate it. Thanks for joining the stream. Thanks for the thumbs, everybody. I appreciate the thumbs up. It's how important it is for the Google algorithms. And okay, so we got 148 viewers, 100 thumbs. We could do a bit better on the thumbs, Hey, there we go. Dot Hex, he knows what he's talking about. Thanks for keeping up with the Ruby jokes over the years. Well, you got to be consistent in life. Yeah, I have a long history of hating on Ruby. It's one of my core values. I gotta hate Ruby. Going back to 2007, in fact, I'm one of the original Ruby haters. All right, how are we doing? Oh my God, 52 bits, not bad. There's a lot of C# jobs in my area. Should I learn Java to then learn C# or just learn C#? Jump into if there's a lot of C# jobs, learn C#. C# is better than Java. It changed my mind. Depends where you're working. All the languages and all the technologies have their pros and their cons. And the choice of technology, the choice of language, whether you choose C# or Java, really depends on the specifics of the job. So I'm sure there are things about C# that are better than Java, and I'm sure vice versa. And then, of course, in a lot of this stuff, by the way, when it comes to tech, a lot of the opinion about which language is better than the other, or which framework, React versus Vue versus Angular, C# versus Java, etc. A lot of it comes down to personal choice as well. What do you like? It's like Porsche versus Ferrari versus Lamborghini. What do you like? A good friend of mine, he bought like a Lamborghini SUV, and I was like, oh my God. To me, he's got the Lamborghini SUV. To me, it's one of the ugliest SUVs I've ever seen, personally. He loves it, and people love it. I much prefer the Porsche SUV in terms of the aesthetics, or the even the Genesis. That's what I bought. I bought a non-European luxury car for the first time ever because I didn't want to be in the garage every 2 minutes. So we'll see what happens with the Asian version here. Thanks for your answer. Love your streams. Going to check out your Lizard Wizard course. Just struggling with some addiction. I think I need to get control of my mind. Yeah, man. check it out. Follow the practices in there. People have given me a lot of great feedback on it. What I teach is I teach in my Lizard Wizard course, I teach you about the 2 operating systems of your brain. I didn't invent this stuff. It's Cialdini and Kahneman. They came up with all this stuff. But I also combine that with what I learned over decades in martial arts and combat sports, what I learned in business, and even Western meditative practices. It's all kind of combined in there. It's very practical. It's result-oriented mind training. And this could help you very much with addiction. You're going to understand how the brain works, what motivates you, what causes feelings to happen, how you can use that knowledge to help you reduce anxieties, control addictions, get rid of those impulses. Like anything else, you have to train it, right? I can teach you how to fight. I can teach you, but you got to practice the moves to get any good at it. So you got to practice it. Congrats getting over that addiction, by the way. Everybody's got different addictions, I have a good friend of mine. He was like, he can't control his drinking. Like he's an uncontrollable drunk. Strangely enough, though, he's tried heroin and coke and crack, and that stuff doesn't do it for him. He takes some heroin. He's bored of it. For him, it's alcohol. Whereas other people, it's alcohol. And a lot of other people, it's just sugary food. Sugary food, they're getting way overweight, they're going to have heart problems and diabetes. They can't help themselves. They just keep drinking. There's all these different types of addictions. Again, it goes back to a concept I talked about earlier on in the stream. If you find a particular behavior, something that you're consuming, something that you're doing is addictive to you, meaning it's becoming impulsive, right? And it could have a negative impact on your life. And you gotta control that. You gotta nip that in the bud. That's your lizard brain whacking out on you. Even over exercising is not good for you. But you gotta also use your intellectual capacity and say, okay, if I'm becoming compelled to exercise daily, as long as it's not excessive, then that's a good impulse, right? But any negative impulse, too much coffee, too much drink, drugs, too much sex, whatever it is, too much, whatever it is, if it has a potential negative impact on your overall life, then you gotta stop that, and better stop it earlier than later, right? You can think of like an addiction or something that compels you, like a rut. And the deeper that rut, the deeper the hole, the harder to get back out. So as soon as you start seeing you're starting to dig that hole, stop. Get out of it before it gets really difficult. Workaholic. Well, I did that with, I was a workaholic. Like I just kept working. And I had to train myself. I said, listen, dude, you can work you could work hard for 10 years, do speed, and be up and sleep only 3 hours a night for 10 years. And guess what? You're still going to have plenty of work to do. So you got to pace yourself. What's going on here? All right. Hey, Steph, from the Philippines, what do you know about Node.js, TypeScript backend frameworks such as Next, I think it's Next.js? Is it marketable next 2 to 3 years? What tech or prog I can proof my backend dev journey? I would... any technology out there is going to have opportunities for you. It's very rare that a technology just disappears. So look at the local job market, figure out see what people are looking for in your area, and make your choice based on that. It's hard to it's almost impossible to make a bad choice about tech because it's just so, you could transfer, right? So let's say you learn Node.js with TypeScript, and then you find out, you got to go learn, I don't know. You got to go learn C# with .NET. It won't be that difficult for you to transfer over. Hold on. We're going to mix light here. All right. How we doing here? The Ghost Tiger bought me a coffee. I appreciate that. Thanks, man. Cool. I wonder if a self-driving car would know to avoid a tornado. That's an important question. People are asking that question around the world. I would say in time it will. As a third grade CS student from Finland, and have been working part-time as a test automation trainee in an industrial company's R&D department for 1 year, should I be worried about the future? No. Just keep on working away. Here's something you'll learn in Lizard Wizard, Mr. Lou. Our brains are designed via the process of evolution. They're designed to amplify, to magnify potential threats artificially. Think of all the times in your life where you were worried about this, that, or the other thing, and nothing happened, right? That's our brain playing tricks on us, saying, hey, this is dangerous, this is a risk. Now, this made sense in evolutionary times. Let's go back 20,000 years, 30,000 years, where you're walking through the woods, walking through the jungle, and you see the bushes rustle. Now, it's probably nothing, but those bushes rustling could be a predator, a lion or a tiger going to jump and kill you. So our ancestors who were chicken, who were scared all the time, and as soon as they heard a bush rustle, they took off. Boom! They're the ones who survived more often. Because even if the bush rustling was just like a rabbit or something rustling the bush or the wind, there was an occasion it was an actual predator. So our ancestors who ran away, they survived. So our brains, through evolution, has evolved to be basically all the chickens, all the scaredy cats survived. And so we're the descendants of the most scared chickens in human society. So bottom line is that our brains are designed to overemphasize fears, potential threats. So understand that. You'll be fine. Just keep working towards your goals. No big deal. Unless you get hit by a car, then it's over. But, that can happen to everybody. Well, a lot of people say one day it's going to dethrone C# in both popular and versatile. Well, if it does, then you just pivot from C# to something else. That's it. I have your web design book. I read it over from time to time to refresh my knowledge. Yeah, very good. I'm glad it was useful. I just finished my third cup. See, I drink cups of coffee. Damn. There we go. I put coffee over my mouse. I drink cups of coffee until my hand is no longer stable. When my hand starts doing this, then I know it's time to stop. How we do? Oh, an hour. All right. I have here we go. I have 1 year left in a master's in CS. Should I go ahead and finish? Yeah, if you only have 1 year left, then finish it off, man. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna finish off. Any super chats that I missed? Oh, so many questions. All right, guys, we've been on over an hour. Fantastic. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Uncle Steph, do you know anything about white eyebrow kung fu? I've heard of it. White eyebrow kung fu. Yeah, I think they go for the eyes and the throat a lot. It's kind of like reminds me of Wing Chun. I haven't seen that kind of stuff in like decades. I'll leave you to this. When it comes to combat, and I did it for decades. And it was a bouncer. I've been in, 35 plus street fights. What are the most important things? What makes a great fighter? Number one, mental conditioning. Number two, physical conditioning. If you don't have a strong mind and take pain and can control your fears or your emotions, you're going to be a lesser opponent. Number two, you got to be physically in shape. Number three, tactics. Number four, timing. That's what makes number five, speed, and number six, power. Those are the things that make you a good fighter, not so much the techniques. The technique in training you is the technique. Because if you got all those things in some combination. If you can just throw a really good punch, you'll dominate a guy who's got all kinds of techniques, you know? Trust me, I did all that stuff. So yeah, work on those things and you'll become a good fighter. But I'm sure, so as long as the white eyebrow kung fu school and the teacher develops those aspects of yourself, then you become a good fighter. All right, guys, that's it for today. Thanks for joining the stream. If you like the stream, please give me a thumbs up. Appreciate it. If you haven't done your push-ups today and drank water, drink some water, do some push-ups, drink some water, try to eat natural foods, write a little code every day if you're learning to code, and you do okay. All right, thanks for joining the stream. Leave a thumbs up. Leave any comments under this video if you have any questions. You want to learn about how your brain works, check out Lizard Wizard. You want to be mentored by me, check out UncleSteph.com, UncleSteph.com. Or you just go hashtag Uncle Steph, and I'll appear in the Googles. All right. That's it. Well, cheers. I'll leave you with my... I'll leave you with my my outro video, which will relax your brain. This is from northeast part of the U.S., Cape Elizabeth, Maine.